Greetings to all the art lovers and welcome to my channel. My name is Alevtina Karen. I'm a professional artist. Today I would like to show you the process, the speed painting process of my painting a portrait of a child. This time I was using just soft pastel sticks, almost without pencils, just in the very end, a little bit to emphasize the eyes. I was using the pencils. The whole work was made on the paper Canson Velvet. I like this paper very much, especially for the sticks, pastel sticks, because it makes very beautiful strokes. In this speed painting video, I would like to show the process of my work. It's not really a tutorial, just a possibility to see how I was working. It's also interesting for me to see how I was working, because during the process everything goes a little bit intuitive and I don't really much think which colors I'm using. So I was making everything more modern, figurative. So I was using first the light parts. I was emphasizing the light parts, and then I was making the shadows. Usually in the process of painting the portraits, I'm using really the pencils. So soft pastel sticks, it's not really my usual technique. And the main idea was not to make the portrait very realistic, but to make it more like a sketch, fast, and to catch the main emotion, and to try to represent emotions also through the colors. I was using pastels from Sennelier and Schminke. This is my favorite pastel sticks because they are very soft and very nice for blending. And I wanted to use as little of pencils as possible to make the whole portrait more impressionistic and vivid. My main tips for those who would like to start painting with soft pastels: not to have the fear of the result what you will have, and as many of those who just start painting, they try to use some materials that maybe are not so expensive, or for them it's very much a pity to use some expensive paper. And my tip is, if you really want to have a good result, try to the best ones that you can find. So only then you can understand if this material really passes to you, or you have to find something else. And of course, to let the creativity and to let the flow, and not to think immediately that if something doesn't go right, that it's not your material. Because sometimes also for professional artists, not every day is the same. And sometimes you feel as if you're connected with a special channel that helps you to create something, and you don't even know how this wonderful inspiration came to you and through which channel, that you create something very nice, or at least something what you like. So this one of these days, when I was creating something that I really liked, because it was a little bit like a trial for me to try something new, not to use the pastel pencils, because there I have to use a lot of layers, one then another one, first the shadows, the light, and everything takes so much time. And I wanted to have some fast result, really to sit 1 hour or a little bit less. This portrait took me 45 minutes, the real time, and to have something that I can be satisfied with. I was using a photo reference, but I on purpose wanted to make it not so realistic like it was, to let a little bit of my own inspiration and the vision of the subject. So here now I am emphasizing the light parts of the hair of the child. For this I was using soft yellow and light gray colors, and a little bit of dark green, the color of the swamp. Now, how I was telling, I was using a little bit of pastel pencils to emphasize the eyes. For the white part of the eye, I was using the combination of white, orange, and blue color to make it more realistic. And for the shadows, I was using a combination of dark green and red color to make a realistic shadow. For the pupil, I was using a combination of black and dark sepia colors to make it not very dark. For the nostrils, I was also using a combination of dark red and green color to make the nostrils not so sharp, blackish like it could have been if I would simply use a black color. On the reference, the little wrinkles, they were a little bit more emphasized, and I on purpose was making them a little bit smoother, not to make a lot of dark strokes. So this was more a figurative portrait that really represents more the emotion rather than the realism. And I can tell that I really like the result, because this painting was vivid, like I wanted, very fast, and it's visible on the strokes that I was not really trying to make everything so perfect and accurate. Sometimes it's very important that the picture doesn't look over perfect. This leaves a space for some creativity and the possibility to show the professional stroke. So sometimes it's very important just to let your hand flow without very much controlling it with the head, because the head sometimes can stop the creative process. But what is also very important when you are copying something from the YouTube is not simply really to copy, but also to understand what you are doing. This is a very big mistake for many of those who are just trying it in the very beginning. They're just copying without much thinking what is now really happening. So when I'm now commenting my own video, I cannot really say how and which color I'm putting one after another, because as I told you, I was doing everything intuitive. I just wanted to show you the whole process, how it goes. For many of you who maybe start, not to have the fear that in the beginning everything looks not so perfect, just to see that you can always a little bit change. And luckily with soft pastels you can use a lot of layers, and the result can be very different from the previous stage of your painting. So I'm almost now in the end of my painting. I hope you liked the watching and hearing me. Subscribe on my channel, and I will be downloading more processes of my work, some interesting shorts. And I wish all of you a lot of inspiration, and I hope that you will be my followers, and you will see a lot of my new videos.